Hello, hi everyone. I am Carrie and I am back with another pick a card reading. First, I just want to say thank you to everyone for watching this video, for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate anyone who watches these videos. So Taurus season is officially here. My favorite season, maybe a little bit biased. And I've really been so the energy of Taurus season is all about comfort. It's about relaxation, eating good food, drinking good drinks, having beauty around you. And that's all I've been wanting to do ever since Taurus season started. And so that energy to me is making me think of self-love, self-care. And I wanted to do a reading on how can we love ourselves more. We love ourselves already, but how can we love ourselves even more? How can we go that extra mile for ourselves? So this is a pick a card reading, and I have 4 different piles here. This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So just pick whatever pile resonates with you the most, and we are going to get started. You're also free to watch them all if you feel like it. Okay, so we're going to start with pile 1. And this first card is just going to be the overall energy of how can we love ourselves more. So how can pile love themselves more? Medicine Woman. It's number 17. I just want to read out of the deck. This is the Witchcraft Oracle Guidebook. So I'm going to read that so we can know exactly what they mean by Medicine Woman. The Medicine Woman has initiated you into her sacred space of healing. Though powerful, magical, and deserving of respect, a medicine woman is merely a facilitator of Mother Earth's magic. She looks to nature, communicating with plants, animals, crystals, and all Earth's sacred tools. To observe subtle messages to guide her hands in her works. These little messages let her know she's on the right path and that profound healing is close by. Interpreting the patterns and synchronicities in these messages into medicine for the mind, body, and soul is the medicine woman's calling. Thinking about medicine for the mind, body, and soul. Okay, so that's our overall energy of how can we love ourselves more. It's really giving like mind, body, and soul alignment. But let's get these, look at these clarifying cards. So first we have deepening. Once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping detachment and surrender. They bring the peace of God. In. Look at this. Change your focus. And awaiting results. Okay. How can we love ourselves more? Also just want to look at these 2 clarifying cards. We have deception and codependency. Someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay, I understand more what it's saying. So pile 1, how can you love yourself more? Seeing this medicine woman card, it's looking like you have a higher calling to your life than maybe even people around you. You have a higher calling, so maybe you're called to go in more, to focus more, to have more boundaries, more, spending more time practicing and focusing on your spiritual gifts or whatever gifts that you may have, whether they be spiritual or not, even if it's musical gifts or like artists. Basically, your best life would be living it in a more disciplined and focused way, and not necessarily going out there hanging with your friends all the time. So the way that you can love yourself more is deepening. So like really going into that calling that you have, even seeing this change of focus, awaiting results. You got some things to learn here. So maybe you are still studying, you're still in practice, so you're not quite a master yet. So even changing your focus, say maybe you're focused on more broader aspects of it. Just going back to that musician analogy, maybe you're a musician who just performs for fun, maybe now performing for money, and maybe not even just doing performances, but really getting into creating your own music, not just doing covers or anything, but creating your own music, creating your own band, creating your own unique sound. So you go from copying other people's music to making your own thing, to putting your own stuff out there. It's kind of like changing your focus from more broad to being very specific. And with this awaiting results, I really see that you have something unique that you want to put out there. So you're waiting, maybe even on knowing, you're waiting on yourself to learn how to do the thing that you want to do to put out there, but maybe you're not studying it enough or focusing enough on that. So how can you love yourself better is you can rid yourself of these distractions. Say deception and codependency, they both are two pretty strong distractions. When I look at the codependency card, I'm really thinking about your friends or people who are around you. I really think about like wanting to be, you want to fit in, so you want to be like them, and your friends don't have this calling, so they're not practicing and studying like you do, or maybe they even have this calling, but they're not to where you are in it. They're not as focused as you are because they don't have to be just yet. They're still at the beginning. Well, you have gone further on, and you're wanting to hang with them, but it's like no, you got other things to do. And this deception card is all about you not being you. It's like someone's wearing a false self mask in this relationship. It's funny because it says self mask. So it's like you're the only one that you're deceiving here. You are the one who is pretending as if, or who is just not stepping up to the plate of this calling, who's not getting in alignment with their highest true self. And I mean, maybe even the people around you already know this. Maybe that's why they want to hang around you so much, because they know that you have this higher calling and they just want to be along for the ride. But the way that you can love yourself more is really, it says change your focus, but I'm seeing deepening your focus. Like really stepping into it, really doing it for real and not just for fun, really giving yourself the space and time that you need to perfect your craft, doing whatever it is that you need to do to focus on that, whether it be cutting out your distractions or merely just beginning or putting time aside, whatever it is that you need to do to feel or just to begin this path so that you can begin getting results instead of awaiting results, so that you can begin working on your craft and your art and whatever it is that you do, even if it is spiritual, so that you can practice your spiritual work, finding your teachers, whatever it is that you need to do. So the way that you can love yourself more is really focusing on this gift, this calling that you have, and not allowing the distractions to get to you. Okay, that's your reading, pile one. Okay, pile two. This is your reading for how can you love yourself more. So this top card is going to be the overall energy. And it is accept your gifts. How can you love yourself more? By accepting your gifts. I'm going to read from the deck on this. That is number 2. This is the Earthcraft Oracle deck. Just reading from the guidebook here. Your unique gifts are what make you who you are, and they are the most natural path to finding your purpose. For some, gifts may come in the form of a green thumb or the innate ability to heal animals. For others, their gifts might be compassion, strong intuition, and a naturally open heart. Gifts are as varied as the billions of people who live on this earth, and no two gifts are exactly the same. So you might not, right now you might not be accepting your gifts, so you might not be living a lifestyle in which is conducive for your gifts to come out. And we all know that repressing or holding anything back it makes you unhappy. In my experience, your heart is not happy. So anything that you do, even if it's what you thought that you wanted to do, even if it's exactly what you thought you wanted, the person that you thought you wanted to date, the job you thought you wanted to have, if it's not in alignment with your heart, then you don't really get that satisfaction from it. And so the way you can love yourself more is to accept your gifts. Let's get some clarifying messages. We've got inner child. Allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. That's the first card. And then listen in reverse. This is actually a tarot card, Major Arcana, And this is number 2, which is the High Priestess. So listen in reverse. And then we have playfulness and unrequited love. So the message that I'm getting from these 4 cards is very much in alignment with what I was saying before about accepting your gifts. Things just not, like, if you're not living the lifestyle, if you're not doing the things that are like that your heart desires, it's just difficult to get satisfaction out of the things that you are doing if they don't have anything to do with what your heart desires. And that's what I'm seeing from this playfulness and unrequited love. But before we get there, I want to talk about inner child. So a lot of the times, especially if you have gifts that are spiritual, or even if they're not spiritual, as a child, we are conditioned not to, do certain things, especially if they're not in alignment, or if they're not acceptable to our parents or teachers, or like our religion, whatever it is. So as a child, we might have those things taken from us, or we just will repress them because we're too afraid not to fit in. I know for me, when I was discovering that I had gifts, I just remember back to my childhood. I was like, oh, I remember, because I didn't want to be weird. So I didn't do that anymore. I stopped doing that because I didn't want to be weird. And so that might be something that happened to you, which is why the High Priestess or listen is in reverse, because you're not listening. You're not tapping into that higher energy, that the energy that knows all, basically. Like the one, to me, is the pure energy, especially when this inner child comes up. It's like that pure essence of you energy. Like if you were to just go and tap into your soul, I'd say your soul or your spirit. If you were to tap into one of those and you would like just feel that energy, that would be the energy that right now you are not working with, you are not accepting, because you don't, like, it comes with a lot. It comes with gifts. It comes with these special skills and abilities, and you might not really want to, like, you might not have found within yourself the courage to express them. So how can you love yourself more? You can find that courage. I'm seeing playfulness here, which very much goes with that inner child. Allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So back when, in your childhood, when you were discouraged from having those gifts, they could have been coming out in play. And like, just even when you were expressing those gifts as a child and they came out in play, you could have been made to feel ashamed of those things. And so maybe you don't even want to play anymore. Like, it just messed up the whole feeling of play for you. And a way that you can get back or tap into those gifts is to tap back into play and to see what's fun for you, what's playful for you. Like, even that energy of play, like, even when it comes to great tennis players like Federer or Serena Williams, when it comes to them, when they were learning, it was a game. Like, they were taught how to play like a game, because when you're playing tennis and you're relaxed like that, you're able to hit the balls. Whereas if you're playing and you're all stiff, it just doesn't work out quite the same. And so for you to get back into that energy of play, so that it can help you to tap back into your inner high priestess, like even allowing that stuff to flow through you. Even when I read tarot, I kind of, I listen to music, I get into this, I won't even say a playful spirit, but just a relaxed spirit. I'm doing things that I love, I like. I'm not coming into it with the energy of tenseness of I must read the best tarot in the world, because if I do that, then I'm not going to get the messages across very well, because I'm going to be worried. I'm not going to be thinking about what's coming through. I'm going to be judging. I'm going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to bring a whole different energy to my readings. And so for you who is newly trying to accept your gifts, doing that through play, figuring out ways in which you can tap back into your inner child energy, and play some of the games, even playing the games that you used to play as a kid. Like, okay, hopscotch, let me play real quick. Let me draw on the sidewalk with some chalk. Let me jump rope. Let me just, do puzzles or read. Whatever I used to do as a kid, so I can remember that playful, youthful energy, rather than me being uptight right now. Help me get back into that frequency. And then unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. This unrequited love is all about not accepting your gifts and how it's making you unhappy right now. Like, whatever you're doing in life, you might not be satisfied. And I'm not to say that that accepting your gifts is the only way to be satisfied in life, but I'm just saying, I can only speak for myself and how I felt. I felt I had everything that I needed, but I was still not happy. I was still seeking and searching for more. There was just something more that I desired, and that's where I'm getting from this unrequited love. It's like whatever it is that you have or you're doing is fine, it's great, but you might be having a hard time like loving it, like just getting up every day and like, I love this, I love my life, I love everything. You might be trying really hard for that, but this missing link is just accepting your gifts. Maybe your gifts is like you're really good at math and you want to be an accountant or something, but no one has ever told you that you were smart, because you were raised to be run your family's business and always, be cleaning or something. Maybe your family has a cleaning business, so you were always raised to clean and just work hard, but you never got the chance to, use your brain and be like an accountant and do those numbers. But anytime you get to do those numbers, get really excited about it. So accepting that as your gift, and that's something that you're passionate about, and allowing yourself to move forward into that could give you more fulfillment in life, even if you're doing the same thing. But just having an outlet for that is the important part. So that's the part about loving yourself more, accepting more of who you are, which is this person with this special gift, and giving yourself an outlet, like incorporating it into your life, even if it's just every now and then. But knowing like, okay, I'm really good at this, I want to do it. I love singing, I have a great voice, I'm going to go sing karaoke every now and then. I'm going to incorporate this into my life. I'm going to put this on the calendar. I need to go twice per month so I can fulfill this part of myself, so I can be happy and I'm not looking for this missing link in my life. But finding ways to accept your gifts and adding it into your life, and knowing like, okay, it's okay now. Maybe before, my mom, she was tired of me singing around the house all the time. So she would say, stop singing, and you got embarrassed about it as a child. But now as an adult, get back out there. You can do it. Okay, that is your message for how you can love yourself more, pile 2. Moving on to pile 3. So this top card is going to be your overall energy of how you can love yourself more. And it is Rise, number 22. So I'm going to read this. What are you thinking about Pele here when I see this image? It is time for an awakening. The traumas, wounds, and heartaches of your past are over now, because you have been brave enough to confront them and burn them down. Now you're standing on the fertile ash of your past, ready to rise. This is a card of realignment and self-development. You're ready to charge ahead, so stop doubting yourself. You know what you want and need. The only thing missing now is for you to stand up and reach for it. Okay, so that is this card, Rise, which is the overall energy of how can you love yourself more. It says stand up and reach for it. Let's get some clarifying messages. Divine flow. Eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all others, to follow the Tao, the divine flow, at all costs. And then we'll get the rest of the clarifying cards. Nurture. This is number 3. That's the Empress card. And then we have Free Yourself and Chemistry. It's time to take back control of your life. And there's a strong magnetic attraction here. This is exciting. It's very exciting. So how can you love yourself more? Maybe you've been in a period of healing, doing so much healing on yourself, like literal transformation, like you would like you would transform you transform magma into lava, into rock, and then into like land where green things are growing. So like there's a lot of transformation that has been happening in your life. And you've been really focused on that. But it's saying after you've done all that transforming, it's time to live again. So that's why I'm getting divine flow and nurture. This is really about, it's kind of like starting that new life, like living as if, So once the transformation has occurred, now live as if you never were that other person or that old version of yourself, because you're not anymore. So just starting that new life over with different habits, different likes and dislikes. I'm not sure what kind of transformation that you've gone through, but whatever it was significant. And but now it's over. It may have been traumatic and you had to do all of these things just to get to where you are, but it's no longer necessary to be working on yourself as much anymore. Now it's time to live in flow. Now it's time to nurture yourself. Now it's time to even relax. Like with this Empress card, I'm really feeling that Taurus energy that I was talking about before. But yeah, Empress card is also Taurus's card. And so it's all about nurturing. It's all about that self-care, that self-love. I mean, she's got her hair long and beautiful. She's got gorgeous clothes on, flowers all around her. It's really like she's just pouring into herself. She's out in nature, so maybe even doing that. But going to places that make you happy, doing things that make you happy, eating great food that makes you happy, and not necessarily. I know when I was working on myself, I really was very strict with myself because there were certain things. I was like, okay, I want to break these patterns, so I'm not doing these things. I'm just going to be very disciplined in everything that I do. And not to say don't be disciplined, because that's what got you there, but understanding now it's time to relax and rest, and not to be so vigilant all the time. Like just be not so, what is the word that I want to use? We have this card, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. I think sometime when you're healing, it's always a lesson. Everything's a lesson and everything you're learning. So you're always trying to pay attention to every single situation. Like, okay, what's lesson teaching me? What am I learning here? What is this teaching me? But really resting and relaxing and knowing that you have made it. You are where you need to be. You don't have to constantly be seeking that lesson, that message, but freeing yourself and knowing that, okay, I can rest now. I can relax now. I can trust in myself now. I don't need to constantly be seeking a message. And it says chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. I really just feel like your energy has changed. And the things that you desire. It's like now you can go forward towards the things that you desire, rather than really sitting in the energy and working on so much releasing and all that. But moving forward on the things that you desire, looking towards the future, not necessarily so much the past, and doing your best to live a new life. Freeing yourself from the bonds of the past, what you've already done, and not living in flow. Being like, okay, everything is happening for me, not to me. And now I can live my life in flow because I know that the habits and patterns and things that I was trying to eradicate, they are gone now. And now I can rise up. I can rise up and start a new life. I can start sowing into this new life. I can start forming new habits, making new friends, getting new clothes, finding some new recipes. Like, it's really the energy of newness, because think about whenever a volcano erupts, there's all of that new earth that was created, but it still needs to be nurtured. It needs things to grow on it. It needs time for those things to grow into fruit, etc. So I'm really getting the energy of nurturing, very big Taurus energy. That's how you can love yourself more, more nurturing and more freeing yourself, allowing yourself to live this new life. Okay, that is your message. We're going to move on to pile 4. Pile 4, this first card is going to be your overall energy of how can you love yourself more? It is Sacred Temple. Such a beautiful card. That's number 25. I'm going to read that. This is the Earthcraft Oracle. I'm going to read that. You have pulled this card to guide you back towards the path of self-respect and self-validation, to connect your physical body and to feel the power radiating from your skin. You are the goddess and your body the temple. Your body is a record of every ancestor who walked before you. By honoring yourself, you're also honoring thousands of years of ancestral heritage, pride, and power. Adorn your body as if you are preparing an altar. Take time to pamper yourself with a long bath and wear clothing that makes you feel beautiful. And as you care for your physical form, silence your inner critic, the voice that compares your body to others and puts you down, and speak to yourself as if you are the powerful goddess capable of moving mountains. Yes, you're worthy of reverence and care. This is very much that Taurus energy of taking care of yourself, of taking long hot baths, relaxing, wearing beautiful clothes, beautiful jewelry. I mean, even her tattoos are gorgeous on her. She's standing in front of a gorgeous stained glass window. Yeah, she's surrounded by beauty. Surrounded by beauty. So that is a way that you can love yourself more, surrounding yourself by beauty. Maybe you're one of those people who don't really like to spend a lot of money on clothes or jewelry or anything like that, but now it's the time to buy something special for yourself. So we have a clarifying card, signs. Instincts are the message from the inner divine. We have seek the truth. And we have rebuild. Two more clarifying cards. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path, and finances and careers. And career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So these are talking about your love life, but I'm going to just use them for general love, not necessarily romantic love, but general love. So just looking at these cards, I'm really getting the energy of you thinking about yourself and your body differently. Like I was saying before, you may be someone who doesn't like to spend a lot of money on clothes or jewelry or anything like that, things that would pamper yourself, because maybe you were raised, or like even a religious belief in which states that you don't need to do too much for yourself, like you're not, like that's vain. Thinking like wanting to adorn yourself in beautiful clothes is vain or something like that. And buying jewelry is vain. It's not really worth the money. It's a scam. Like all of those things are the things that I'm thinking when I feel the energy of your pile. And the way you can love yourself more is to seek the truth. To me, especially when it comes to the body, the truth. Well, let's say the body doesn't lie. So if you go and try on this beautiful dress and your body and you and your emotions just light up, then is that a bad thing? You know, when it comes to seeking the truth, it's like, how does it really feel for you? Does it make you happy? Then maybe that is the truth for you. Maybe that's the dress for you. Maybe that's the place that you need to be. Maybe that's the thing that you can be doing to make yourself feel better or to pamper yourself. This is all about questioning the beliefs that you have, especially when it comes around your body and your sacred temple, even your home and your space. Like maybe you're someone who doesn't really believe in decorating or getting art because it's a waste of money. And really thinking about, even if you're looking at Pinterest or something, how you feel when you see one of those houses with those plants everywhere and like white walls and the beautiful furniture, even the color tones, the color palettes they use, like how you feel when you see that versus how you feel when you see your space with no decor at all. Or maybe it has some decor, but it's not things that make you happy, like that Marie Kondo light up your life type of energy. So this is the way that you can be happier, is asking you to question your beliefs and actually see whether or not those things are valid for you. This rebuild card is the Tower card. And maybe these things that you have been believing about the worthiness of money or adornment, or whether or not it's good to be vain and have jewelry. And vain is just a judgment, you know, like that. I'm not even sure where that's coming from, but I remember hearing that when I was in church about being vain of your beauty, wearing makeup and, you know, dressing up and being pretty. I personally love it. It's the most fun to dress up when I want to dress up, or when I, you know, when I have an occasion to dress up, or even every day. You know, even wearing, I remember back in the day wearing red lipstick. Whoo. It could be taboo sometimes, but even doing that, wearing red lipstick or blue lipstick or pink lipstick, things that make you happy, colors that make like think, feel, or look beautiful and feel beautiful on you. But doing things that you wouldn't necessarily have done when you were growing up, things that weren't allowed maybe in your previous religion or maybe even your current religion, and just questioning that, like, is that actually my belief, or is that what my dad told me to do, or my mom told me to do? You know, she said I couldn't wear what are those when you wear the dress and it has those little frills coming off of the bottom, or those little things that move coming off of the bottom? Like, she said I couldn't wear those, but I think they're amazing. Like, maybe question that and say, what, why? Why couldn't I wear those again? Like, was there actual purpose to that, or was that just a religious thing? Just questioning those things, because just the energy from this pile is that you would be the thing that would help you love yourself more is to adorn yourself with beautiful things, surround yourself with beautiful things. And I'm even seeing from this science, like maybe you've seen, maybe there's a store that you walk by all the time and you see something in the window and you're like, nah, I'm not going to buy that. That's a waste of money. That's not for a purpose. And my dad taught me that you don't just buy things unless they have a use. And you go by that store and you keep seeing it, like, oh, that's the sign. That's the sign. I mean, do you hear this beeping going on right now? It's like, that's the sign. That's the sign that this is the thing that, is going to help me love myself more and bring more into my life, rather than me choosing not to purchase things because of other people's beliefs, like saying that they are a waste of money or something like that. Again, having this finances and careers, it's just all about money. So maybe you're thinking, when I get more money, I'll get this. And when I get more money, I'll get that. But actually making a plan, like if you need something in particular, I can't think right now of anything that you would need. Let's say you need a rug because you keep slipping. But you were just going to go and get a little cheap rug from Walmart. But like, you know what? Actually, I want to get a nice rug that's going to change the energy in my space and make it more homey and welcoming. So I'm going to do a little research. I'm going to see how much I need to save or whatever you need to do to get that rug. Instead of just saying, oh, it's a waste of money, I'm just going to get the cheapest thing I can find. But knowing and understanding that you putting time and energy into creating a beautiful space around you, and to creating or adorning your body, even with tattoos like this woman has, that can definitely have some religious implications. Maybe you have not gotten a tattoo because you're afraid of something that people have told you when you were a kid. But if you really look into it for yourself, is that something that you actually believe in? So instead of believing those things from the past, really asking yourself, okay, am I going to be happy? Is it going to bring me joy to my life to look at this on my body every day? Does it bring me joy to look at the clothes that I wear every day? Does it bring me joy to look at my empty space that I have not decorated because I didn't want to spend any money? Or am I going to be happy with every single piece that I decide to bring in my space, even if I have to do it slowly, even if I have to do it, one piece at a time, even if I have to save up for it? It might make it that much more sweeter. But knowing that having beauty in your life is something that is important. It is a necessity, no matter what someone has taught you. And that is how you can love yourself more, just bringing more beauty into your life. Okay, pile 4, that is your reading.